Gentlemen, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. For whenever you are watching this is your commissioner checking in here with a little quarterly recap. I apologize for having not been the content producer that maybe I was in years prior. Boomer and I are working very high stress, high octane jobs at the moment. And it's not that easy to just churn out top-notch premium weekly recaps for you. So, with that being said, let's do our little 4-week check-in, see where the league shakes up. Dan has chirped the group with very little chirp back, but let's get into the standings, see where the teams lie and what the matchups are heading into week 5. All right. In first place with a 4-0 perfect record, Captain Dan's Kiwi Scallywags. Dan is 4-0. He scored 460 points. The team is a juggernaut. We can go into it more in depth. I think Boomer's breakdown captures it perfectly, but Dan has yet to be defeated, and he is running the table so far. In second place with a tie, the two brothers who, I love their banter, arguably with each other the most. Hunter Mitchell with the Bird Gang and Evan Homewater with Andrew's Disbarment, both sitting at 3-1. Both with pretty solid rosters. Hunter's actually outscored Dan with points 4. He's just allowed more points and has one loss on the record. And same thing with Evan. I actually lost to him myself. So, tough tookus. Evan was undefeated until last week. He just suffered his first loss of the year. All right, coming in at 4th place, we have 5 teams tied at 2-2. Starting with Kareem Pie, Brent Domble, Commissioner Jim, myself, Bills Mafia, Nino DiPasquale, Sebastian Brogan, and Baltimore Ben Levinson, all sitting at 2-2, all in the middle of the pack, trying to jockey for the playoff spots. And all those teams, the deciding line for the playoffs is right there. It's right past that group. So in the bottom 4 right now, all tied for 9th place with a 1-3 record. You have Evans lost $2,000 poop veneer, Andrew Hansen, Diggs, Matthew Barbaccia, Hunter's Volvo, Greg Spry, and then Dome in the Dome, Boomer Dangle, bringing up the rear with a whopping 362 points. So both Dan, Hunter, and that's it. Dan and Hunter outscored Boomer's team by over 100 points at this point, but Boomer did just get his first win, so he's out of the basement. So with all that being said, let's get into the weekly matchups here. In week 5, I'll kick it off with myself, 2-2 teams taking on each other. I'm playing Sebastian Brogan. The projections are 106.8 for Commissioner Jim to 105.2, so it should be a good game. This is what you need to know. Kyler Murray taking on Josh Allen, the 2 hottest quarterbacks in the league right now, going head-to-head. He's got Saquon. All right, Saquon found the end zone for the second time this season last week, and he found it twice in a deciding overtime win against the New Orleans Saints. What is Saquon going to do against Dallas? Listen, Micah Parsons on that Dallas Cowboys defense is probably going to spy Saquon. They've got a decent rush defense. But the Giants need Saquon to have any chance in any game, in any season. So if he finds the end zone, Giants win, I'm happy. But I also might lose to Sebastian, I'm sad. So it's very conflicting for me this week. He also has James Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, Juju, Dallas Goedert, Marvin Jones. A well-built team for Seb. I've got Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek Hill. Still figuring out my flex and my other wide receiver at the moment. And then our kickers are Graham Gano for the Giants and Tyler Bass for me from the Buffalo Bills. I like myself in that matchup. Sorry, Seb. All right. In another heated rivalry, Andrew's Disbarment, Evan Homewater taking on Evans' lost $2,000 poop veneer, Andrew Hansen. This is arguably this is as historic of a rivalry as it gets. So if you look at the foundation of the league, it's Raiders, Chiefs. It's Giants, Cowboys, or Eagles, Cowboys, or anyone versus the Cowboys. This is it. These are the two Titans heading off against each other. Real question is, can Andrew hang in there with Evan's team? Evan's team is far superior. Andrew's 1-3. I just beat him pretty soundly. Sorry, buddy. But Evans got Patrick Mahomes, Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, TJ Hawkinson, and Mike Williams. All of those guys have balled out pretty consistently so far, and so Evan has built his roster to be a championship caliber team to win another league title. We can't let that happen. And who does Andrew have to try and prevent it? Tom Brady, Austin Eckler, Chase Edmonds, Calvin Ridley, Tim Patrick, sneaky play for the Broncos, Darren Waller, and Michael Carter, the rookie for the Jets. I like Evan in this one pretty comfortably. The projection is Andrews disbarment 116, Evans lost poop veneer 112. I like Evan in not a blowout, but comfortably. Next matchup, ya digs, Matt Barbaccia 1-3, taking on undefeated Captain Dan's Kiwi Scallywags. Now, Botch is projected to beat Dan for the first time this season, 117.6 to 115.3. Why is that, you might ask? Well, he's got Aaron Rodgers, Dalvin Cook, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Keenan Allen, Cooper Kupp, Bob Tunyon, and Kareem Hunt. Botch's roster is very good. It's a very solid lineup. All those guys produce consistently, and he's even got a few guys stashed away on the bench. I'm surprised he's 1-3, to be honest. I think that means he must have not set his lineup once, or he's just run into a couple buzzsaws. Now, Dan has Jalen Hurts, Darrell Henderson of the Rams, James Conner, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, Travis Kelce, Chuba Hubbard, Raiders D, and Jason Myers. Now, what hurts Dan is that David Montgomery got hurt. He's out 4 to 5 weeks, and that was his RB1 and or his RB2. By the looks of it, it was his RB1 now that Darrell Henderson is playing. I think that's a pretty big blow. I like Botch in an upset here, and I like Dan to come back into the fray and to join the one-loss group, whoever that might be. I think that's our next game. That's Hunter Mitchell, Bird Gang, taking on Dome in the Dome, Boomer Dangle. Now, the projection in this one is not even close. Hunter, 120, Boomer, 92. Now, this is like the Texans against the Bills last week, right? Where the Texans were spotted 17 points and they still lost by 40. I think that's this matchup. Hunter's got Lamar, Alvin Kamara, Miles Sanders, Tyler Lockett, DJ Moore, George Kittle, Brandon Cooks in the flex. Hunter's really pissed me off because he's not played Cordell Patterson, and Cordell Patterson has scored more than 20 to 30 points every fucking week, and he doesn't play him. And he won't trade him. I tried to trade for him. He won't trade him. He won't move him. He's just stashing him there as a big fuck you to the rest of the team because he got him off waivers in week 2 or whatever it was that he was claimed. Now, Boomer's team, I mean, he had Tua got hurt. He had Teddy got hurt. Now he's got Derek Carr. Shout out David Carr, Giants backup quarterback when they won the Super Bowl in 2011. Also the first draft pick of the Houston Texans back in the Dizzy, 2000, I believe that was. Derek Carr, Zeke Elliott, Joe Mixon, who's also going to be hurt. Justin Jefferson, I tried to trade for Joe Mixon. Glad that didn't happen. Justin Jefferson, Amari Cooper, who's also probably hurt. Dawson Knox, shout out Bills. Laviska Shenault Jr. Boomer's roster is just not even close. It's going to be a blowout for Hunter, not even close. I like Hunter to move into first place with Dan losing. So that's a double whammy there. All right, moving right along. We've got 2-2 against 2-2. Baltimore Bentis, Ben Levinson taking on Kareem Pie, Brent Domble. The line is Lev 104 to Brent 95. That's weird. I thought Brent had a pretty decent team. So, he hasn't made his updates yet. A.J. Brown should be back in the mix. Where Brent really got screwed, and it happens every year, guys. Okay, first pick overall, you go with a Christian McCaffrey, you go with a Saquon Barkley, you go with a fucking Todd Gurley, whoever these guys are, these running backs that are supposed to have all these double digits and be the best player in fantasy history. They are going to get hurt because defenses are scheming around them being the dual threat that they are. And inevitably, from the physical toll of playing in the NFL, running backs get dinged up. They're not reliable. That's why you have to stash a couple of them and just hope that they stay healthy. Hope that, it's a Derrick Henry freak athlete who can, hang in there all year. So that being said, I do like Levinson in this matchup. I think he is the advantage. The quarterbacks are interesting. He's playing Sam Darnold. Brent's playing Justin Herbert. That's a push right there. I think they both can get about 20 points. maybe even high 20s if they have a blowout. Running backs, Aaron Jones for Ben. I love that play. Mike Davis is RB1 for Brent. That's really where it is. Brent's playing Mike Davis and Zach Moss. Those guys are both RB2s, maybe even flexes. Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, 2 RB1s for Lev. He just needs him to find the end zone. He also has Robert Woods, Allen Robinson, Mark Andrews, and Corey Davis. A significant lineup advantage for Lev. Also with Melvin Gordon on the bench, Chase Claypool on the bench, Trey Lance on the bench. So the depth, the starting lineup, everything points in Lev's direction. I like him in that matchup to move to 3-2. And last but not least, also, this might as well be rivalry week. Ugh. Because, last but not least, is the payback game for the Saran Wrap. Bills Mafia, Nino, taking on Hunter's Volvo, Greg. Wow. Can Nino get his revenge on Greg's prank that he played senior year heading into that finals day on Nino at 6 a.m. in the morning? The spread, Nino projected 116, Greg projected 107. Honestly, Nino's roster is also solid. It's similar to Lev and a few other teams, my own included, where Botch, I think, was the other roster we highlighted, where the depth is there. It's just the consistency of the performance. So he's got Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, DeAndre Hopkins, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Higbee, and Jamar Chase. All of those guys can go off 20-plus points. When I played Nino, I think that's what happened. I might have beat him. I don't remember. No, it was week 1. I did beat him. Fuck you, Nino. But all those guys can go off. Deebo's playing as well as he has back in his rookie year. Jamar Chase is a fucking beast. DeAndre's solid. Derrick Henry's always solid. And who does Greg have, you might ask? Greg is also 1-3. So quick little note there. Greg doesn't have the best roster. Russell Wilson, Antonio Gibson, Damian Harris, DK Metcalf, Mike Evans, Noah Fant, Adam Thielen. So Greg's one of the wide receiver deep. He's got 3 wide receiver ones, arguably. DK Metcalf is kind of, who does Russell Wilson prefer? They're kind of handcuffed together because Greg has Russell Wilson and he has DK. So if Russell has a big day but only throws the ball to Tyler Lockett or his tight end Will Dissly, sorry, but DK is not going to have a big day, and then your lineup's already taking a hit. That's why I don't always love pairing it. Like Kyler and DeAndre is usually smart because he's going to get 12 targets. Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford's usually smart. Shout out to Nino for stashing Matthew Stafford on his bench. He could probably start either Dak or Stafford and still win this one comfortably. They're projected with the same amount of points. Gronk being out hurts Greg as well. He's got too many New England Patriots and an injured DJ Chark on his bench. I like Nino. I like Nino to improve to 3-2. Stay towards the top. Greg, this might not be your year, buddy. So all of that being said, guys, this is your commissioner's report. If we were to hit the playoffs today, these would be the matchups. 1 versus 8 would be Kiwi Scallywags taking on Baltimore Bentists. 2 versus 7 would be Hunter Mitchell taking on Sebastian Brogan. 3 versus 6 would be Evan taking on Nino. And 4 versus 5 would be Brent taking on me. Not in this would be, not in the playoffs at the moment, are Andrew, Botch, Boomer, and Greg in that order. Guys, hope you're doing well. Hope you're thriving. I'll get this out ASAP, but you probably won't watch all the way to the end anyway. Peace, love, namaste, Commissioner out.